everyone knows that over the Fashion Week, this past few days at the Harper's Bazaar event, Cardi B attempted to attack Nicki Minaj at New York Fashion Week party. The video surfaced of the hip hop stars getting into a physical altercation, which was very grainy, of course. So you guys don't really know exactly what happened.
Right. A lot of assumptions and rumors floating around.
Right. So I have seen everything, every possible description of what actually happened.
Right.
And of course, because whenever there's a physical situation, it's always going to end up in the court system, and I'm not going to be the person testifying. However, I will be clear that there was only one person who initiated
right.
inappropriate activity and behavior.
Right.
And I don't feel like it was warranted. That's the big thing. See, everyone looks at my personal situation where they said to me and online, you had a fight on the red carpet at Puff's house, so how can you judge?
Right.
I think that the rules change when you have had some type of physical history with a person. Doesn't make it right, okay? It doesn't mean it's okay that you did it. It just means that your temper flares a little different. Mm-hmm. If we all were allowed to go around physically fighting people for liking comments that we didn't agree with, we would literally be fighting every single person.
Exactly.
My opinion is that there's a lot of biasness, if that's even a word, forgive me if it's not, when it comes to certain individuals. I feel when there's a fan favorite, for lack of better terms, there are a lot of excuses made for certain behavior. So if everyone loves this particular individual, it's kind of like, well, then you shouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. But when you're not a fan of that person, or you feel like they've done other things that you don't like, then it's just like, no, I don't think so. God forbid Nicki Minaj had physically attacked anybody.
Right.
She would be dragged. There would be no excuses made. They could have talked about you. You guys have to take him because we don't know where to go. You guys have talked about her family. You guys have disrespected her in every possible way. And there's never, ever, ever any excuses made for anything because she's the bad guy, So
instead of looking at it as right is right and wrong is wrong, period. It doesn't matter who the person is in any situation. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Mm-hmm. And no one is the judge or the jury, to determine on who's right and who's wrong. But like you guys,
right? And I think that in this case, it was super duper whack, and there's only one person that you can blame for it. You can't blame anybody else. Like you can't. There's one person, the person who initiated it. And that's it. No one else, because no one is ever going to not defend themselves.
Right.
You cannot ever think that someone is wrong for defending themselves. No. I'm not gonna let nothing happen back to you.
Right.
No, because I don't want to be a part of this. No, when you run up on somebody, you get everything that your hand calls for when you run up on someone, and that's just what it is. I don't care if you guys don't like it, if you don't agree. It is what it is. And if it was your mother, your father, your child, your friend, or even yourself, you would absolutely have the same observation and the same opinion about it. So, hold on a second.
Exactly. I agree.
So,
and anybody that does allow somebody to run up on their friend, their mom, their dad, and their self, please don't be around people who are loyal to you, because it's not a good situation. Like, how could you allow someone to come up to you and disrespect you or disrespect someone that you're with if you have the ability to help protect yourself or them?
And what's even funnier to me about the viewers, if you will, had no one defended Nicki, you guys would have dragged. When I say drag the person or the people that were standing around her that would have allowed that to happen, you guys would have been like, what kind of team do you got? What kind of friends do you guys have? So it's like, no matter what you do, you can't win. You're going to have something to say about every single thing. I actually, Brooke and I even said today that after today, we have no intentions. You never know what's going to come up when you're doing an interview or an appearance, but we have no intentions on continuing to talk about the situation. But what does trouble me is that when people are giving recaps or saying what actually happened that wasn't actually there.
Right.
Like, how are you hosting a show, anybody, or speaking in a public forum and saying this is what happened and this is what didn't happen?
How about say at least allegedly?
Right.
You know, or
right.
I read somewhere, or
Absolutely.
somebody told me, because if you weren't there, you can't say that this is what happened for a fact. Period.
Absolutely. I'm with that. So
Yes.
we're tired of it, but in my opinion, I do believe that this is the beginning of something that's going to be ongoing for a long time.
Right.
And it is what it is. You know, we don't encourage it. We're not being ratchet ghetto girls. We're women. We're bosses. We're businesswomen. We're wives.
Yes.
Brooke is a mother, and that's not what our intentions are. But
we are just grown, and you know, we hate that things sometimes have to resort to physical violence. But in some cases, in some instances, that's what it comes to, especially if someone is being irrational and not able to handle themselves as an adult to have a conversation. So then it goes the opposite way. But no one is walking around and looking for trouble. Like, that's whack. And for people that do that, you're whack. Like, that's so whack. Like, no one wants to start trouble. You guys never hear, oh, Brooke is over here starting this with this person or starting that with this person, or Rod. Like, no one's starting anything. But if you come and bring a problem, then I'm going to help to try to solve it the best of my ability, however it goes.
And it doesn't go based on what you guys think is
Right.
fair or not. There's no rules in war.
Right.
Okay, that's just the way I was raised. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it.
Right.
There are no rules in war. There's no such thing as, no, you could do that, but you can't do this.
Right.
That's not how it works. It's made the best man win. And that's just what it is. Stay on your toes, stay on point, and that's just it.